you know what? It doesn't make sense to come back and just brush everything under the carpet and just pretend like nothing happened.
I miss you, bro.
That's a good
This is
one.
the first time I've seen in 4 months.
I hadn't enjoyed recording a podcast in time, bro. In time. And it's really, really like draining mentally and physically.
I guess deep down we both weren't that satisfied with the results that we had been getting.
Yeah.
And it kind of felt like, I don't want to just win just with H squared.
Yeah.
Bro, if you achieve whatever goals you want to achieve with or without this project, I can't lie, it will suck a bit. It'll be a bit jarring. Like,
But hey there, my boy.
yes, sir.
What's new, man?
Shall I tell you what's new? It's the return of the Mac. I'm still alive, just
No,
like
we're
Tupac.
not doing that. We're not doing that.
Girls in the front row, girls in the back.
We're not doing that.
You know that song? Tell me you know that song.
Yeah, I know it.
Finish the lyrics.
Skepta.
Finish the lyrics.
I don't know.
Girls in the front row.
Girls in the back.
Spit one lyric, everybody's like,
Brap.
jeez.
That was a guess.
Big nooch, you
That
know.
was a guess,
No,
bro.
why you chatting? You know,
Mums.
I'm happy because you know I'm a big Skepta fan.
I like Skepta as well.
Feels new setting.
Shush.
Scared. Oof. What you saying?
Don't know, man.
How you feeling, B?
I'm feeling good. Feels weird.
Yeah. Man said
New surroundings.
Control Z
obviously.
2019 November when we recorded in a flat.
Yes.
Good days. Time went bare fast, you know.
Yeah. Well, it feels like the first few times we were recording.
What do you mean?
For me, it feels
as in like
like one of the first few times we were
bro, do you
recording.
remember nowadays?
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying.
Pre-lockdown.
Well, the people will probably be wondering
Trust me.
where we've been,
Yeah, man.
what's happened, why we fought,
Yeah,
why we
like,
had a falling
we had
out,
a big scrap.
why me and Hader were posted up on the streets of Luton or somewhere, I don't know, Bradford,
OU.
just fighting it out on the streets.
Man said Luton and Bradford.
you
Man
get me?
chose the most Asian areas in the world.
People are probably wondering. Obviously, that didn't happen. Just in case you're gullible.
Yeah.
But people are probably wondering all that.
Trust me.
Obviously, the elephant in the room is that we got a new set.
Round of applause for the new set. You get me?
Yeah, man. Like it's just all
Bit
different.
of a change. Sometimes you need, you know what I mean? You need a
Yeah.
little F5 to refresh. You know what I'm saying?
And we thought, you know what? It doesn't make sense to come back and just brush everything under the carpet and just pretend like nothing happened.
Course.
Let's have a conversation and let's explore where our heads are at.
Why we
As
decided to take breaks.
as a group, as a partnership,
Collective, yeah.
as a collective, but also
as a duo.
but
Come on.
also individually as well, where our heads are, because we had
definitely,
contrasting opinions on
Yeah.
a few things, and moving
Agreed,
forward as well.
agreed.
What's the plan like? What's the vision?
Well,
What's the feeling?
yeah, just like where we are right now, where our heads at.
Yeah.
What kind of
Just
led
be-
us to make the decision on having a bit of a, you know what, let's take a step back.
Yeah.
And then more importantly, like what you lot want to see from us and essentially inshallah the direction going forward.
Yeah.
But before anything, bro, obviously H squared tradition, the emoji. What emoji today? It has to be like a monumental one. Monumental
I got one.
Because obviously we're returning, innit?
There's an arrow that points that way and it says back.
Hussein,
That's
I
a good
missed
one,
you,
innit?
bro.
That's a good
This is
one.
the first
Miss you
time
too,
I've seen in 4 months.
Nah,
we're
lies,
only
lies.
friends on camera, innit? So
Lies.
you get me.
That's true. But that first part is like.
Nah, I've seen him. To be
times.
fair, I've still seen you as much as
Decent, yeah.
you know what I'm
decent
trying to say.
amount,
I
yeah.
thought
You
you'd
would
forget
have
me.
thought we're friends. Yeah, it's mad.
He pays me a monthly subscription.
But anyways,
Oof.
before we get into all that,
Mm-hmm.
again, we're gonna be as transparent as we possibly can and just
Come
have
on.
just clear our heads really and let you guys know because it's only fair.
We're venting to each other on camera because
Yes.
we don't really do this properly. We just spoke more on yo, what we saying. You know what I'm trying to say. But
Very
carry
true.
on. Sorry, I interrupted your flow.
No, it's cool.
Not that I ever did that before.
Yeah. It's new of you. Why? Before we get into all that, Hader.
Come on. Shout out to the folks, to the people, not people them. I'm gonna shall I retire that word?
Yeah, retire. Yeah.
Say no more.
Moving forward.
Now, shout out to the people at BetterHelp for sponsoring today's episode. Just a minute or so explaining who they are and what they do. Yes, my people, thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video.
BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service and it's 100% online.
With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues.
Guys, if you didn't know, May is actually Mental Health Awareness Month, so there's no better time to get started.
As you guys may remember, in the past, myself and Hussein have actually done topics and episodes based around mental health, and being someone that's experienced therapy myself in the past, it has helped a lot.
Mental health has various shapes and forms, but we're confident that BetterHelp has qualified therapists ready to match your needs from the comfort of your home.
To get started, all you need to do is answer a few questions about what it is that you need and what you're looking for, and BetterHelp will match you with the right therapist.
From there, you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it be text, chat, call, or video call.
You can message your therapist at any time and arrange live sessions for when it's convenient for you.
If your therapist isn't right for any reason, you can switch to another therapist at no additional charge.
With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price.
Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/h². That's betterhelp.com/h². We've also linked them in the description below.
Now back to the episode.
So again, big shout out to BetterHelp for supporting us. And obviously in return supporting you guys.
Check them out, man.
Check them out for sure. So, where do we start, man?
I think the first question a lot of people would have is like, why did we take a break?
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say? I thought it was a short break, but people were messaging saying 3 months is not a short break.
To be fair, it flew by, yeah.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
It flew by. Like, I didn't even I remember asking you like, bro, how long has it been? And you were like 2 months at the 2 month
time.
point.
Now it's been like what, 3 months?
3 months, and I was like, rah, already.
Trust me.
But when you're in it, it's just non-stop, like very relentless. But anyways, I think so. The reason, all right. So I'll just walk you lot through it, bruv. We had, which episode was last? M1? Oh no, we had one after M1.
We had the last one we did was where I was.
It was just
red,
me and you, yeah.
in blue, yeah. That episode did pretty well.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah,
I think it was about non-negotiables, unnegotiables.
Yes, non-negotiables. Yeah, I think it was. Anyways,
funny
after
episode,
that,
to be fair.
yeah, it was actually pretty good. Me and Hader, just as we usually do, we'll have a catch up after. Hader called me, yo, bro, what you saying? When you trying to record next? And I was like, you know what, Hader, call me. Like, let's speak, innit? Like, I've got a few things to speak about. And I don't know how evident it was on camera, but for me, and again, just being as transparent as possible, for me, I hadn't enjoyed recording a podcast in time, bro. In time. And it's really, really like draining mentally and physically, but more so mentally, to come into...
Don't forget, sorry to cut your flow, financially as well.
Financially, bro. Financially, it's very draining.
A lot of people think it's cheap. And
of course.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Well, that's the thing. Because it's financially draining, not only, because we're a duo, I can't be selfish and say, oh, you know what, I'm only wasting my money. Like, I could potentially be wasting your money because we're paying a lot for the studio time, for the edit, for the clips, the cut downs, etc., just to keep H² alive and running and performing.
And there's other costs that people don't think about, like, for example, indirect costs, like, for example, the fuel from like, bro, I live
the food, the snacks.
I live in Watford, to come all the way to like deep West London, snacks on the way, drinks,
it's true,
chilling.
It takes it's a lot of money. It adds up, and especially when you're doing it every 2 weeks.
Trust me.
So again, I just wasn't feeling it, and there's multiple reasons. Me and Hader spoke about them, but multiple reasons. But in short, like, I just became very bored of sitting down and speaking about similar subjects, similar topics over and over again, and seeing our topics being discussed by other creators, and everyone's talking about the same stuff, and it got a bit repetitive for me. Maybe it was a set as well, like just coming in every time and just doing it over and over again, guys. Like, I don't think you realize that you record, you go home, you send over the footage to the editor sends it back, you review it.
It becomes very systematic.
Literally, and it's like, oh, I've got to get this done and putting the thumbnail up, and it becomes like really, really, really annoying to a certain extent. And not only that, when you're not enjoying it and you feel like the viewers aren't enjoying it either, that I'll be transparent. I think H² started off decent. It wasn't the best. It started off okay.
It was COVID lockdown.
It was COVID.
We didn't have a studio and all that.
We pushed through. We done all right.
Yeah.
And then I think we had like a really good year at like 2021. Really good year.
I think from our first year anniversary to kind of like 2 and a bit-ish years, for about a year and a half from that, it was a constant high.
Literally, and we were getting really good engagement on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube especially. We grew crazy on YouTube.
The YouTube growth that year was
exactly.
Mashallah,
and then all of a sudden, TikTok isn't performing well at all. Like, some videos would do well, but most videos, to be honest, weren't doing well. YouTube wasn't performing well. Analytically, just not gaining enough subscribers. Views were low, whatever. And then it starts creating that doubt in your head of like, okay, what if?
Yeah, am I beating a dead horse?
Yeah, am I beating a dead horse? Do we know when to stop? And I told you this saying, this quote as well. Like when we were on the phone, I was like, I think there's a beauty in knowing when to stop and knowing when your time is over. It's like, you either die a hero or you live long enough to become a villain.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's even in I told Hader this as well. In football, in every walk of life, in music, there's a beauty of stopping when things are nice. You don't want to prolong it and then be, those are those washed guys, or those are those this, whatever. So again, I had that conversation with Hader, and it just created that plant, like that seed in my head of, I'm not enjoying it. Viewers don't seem to be enjoying it. Again, are we just linking up and believing in our source for no reason at all? Like, let's just have a conversation. Hopefully, it turns out good on camera.
Point. I'll touch on that later on about believing in source and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think, like bouncing off everything you just said, I think it was a good opportunity to also, for me, especially as an individual, because as you know, because obviously we're not just people who do content, we're also friends outside of the camera, innit? I hope. And it's like, I pride myself on being like a consistent person in whatever I do, and I pride myself on like having a good work ethic and not letting people down and like keeping my word and stuff. But I think when you've been doing something for so long, so in this case, the podcast, on a consistent basis, like you said, it becomes part of your lifestyle. Every 2 weeks, we normally record at the beginning of weeks. Then we send it to the editor during the mid-weeks. We normally have it back by the end of the week. Then we do this. Then, Hussein uploads this and Hussein titles this. Then I download that and I clip this and I put there was like a proper systematic way of doing it. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you need systems in life, innit? In whether that's a business, whether that's your work, 9 to 5, whatever it is, school runs for the kids, whatever it may be. But I feel like it was that awkward, not awkward, but it was that elephant in the room where I guess deep down we both weren't that satisfied with the results that we had been getting. Yeah. And it kind of felt like, all right, cool. There's like Hussein just said, like you just said about like, there's a difference between quitting and knowing when to quit, because you, like you said, you don't want to go out as a washed guy or, them man, I've been trying for like 6 years now. And you know what I'm trying to say? Even though I would say you and I are very unorthodox in the way we do things, like we don't care what people think. Like if it's controversial, so be it. If it gets backlash, so be it. If the comment section want to call us begs, so be it. Like if we're speaking our truth, we're speaking our truth, innit? But it also felt at one point like, have we forgot why we started? And then because of like, let's be real, bro, when we started towards kind of the end of 2019, this is like pre-COVID. This is like, I think you had just started your first graduate role. You just graduated that year. Yep. I was like, I had just finished my first ever grad role like the year before. So my point is that we was in a proper different place in our life, like mentally, financially, physically, whatever you want to call it. And I feel like we always wanted to start the pod, never to be number one in the UK or the world, never to be billionaires from this. I mean, if it comes, I'm not going to complain. Or never to be famous or do this or drive nice. It was always, there's a space in the market or there's a space in this world, let's call it, where people who look like us, who come from similar backgrounds, who have similar struggles, need to speak about everyday Joe type of topics, and not necessarily the creators who are making their content. It doesn't necessarily always need to be like religious. Do you get me? Because me and you, we've always said it, we're not a religious platform. We're not that religious as people. Like in the sense of like whatever you do behind closed doors, in the sense of how you practice your religion and how I do mine. But we've never wanted to be like those people that bear preach about, the religion and the faith that we follow on camera. But in reality, behind the scenes,
we just wanted to be content creators. We just wanted to be have entertaining, podcasts, whatever. Yeah.
And definitely see like whatever came from it. And like you said, I think the first year, because of COVID, I think we persevered big time. Like our first year was a big testament to our, like, as you said, believing in a source type of thing. But then after a while, it does get a bit, I don't want to say jarring, but it can seem a bit tedious, when you're seeing, and I got to be careful with my words because I don't want to sound like I'm being a hater, but we can obviously dive into this, But every other week, bro, as time progressed, or every other month at least, there was a new kid on the block starting a podcast. Yeah. And then as time went on, the men with podcasts type of narrative on Twitter and stuff again, not necessarily that, oh, Hussein is free here, but it's keeping me up at night. It was never a thing, because we've got enough good friends around us to say, yo, Mandem, can't lie, like, that's a bit moist, or you lot should, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Well, I hope we do anyways. But I feel like when you see, like, I think the best example I can give to the people who are watching and listening right now who might not understand is, like, imagine you've got like a sick pair of trainers, and like you're one of the first in your year group to have that crep, yeah? And then next thing you know, by the end of the term, every don has the same crep.
Yeah.
You're going to say to yourself, bruv, like, what's so special about it now? Because everyone's got one.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't mean that just because everyone started a pod or bare people started making content, it means like I feel threatened or whatever. Because again, with all due respect, and we ain't got 1 million subscribers and 1 million views, so we're just everyday normal guy sort of thing. But I feel like practically none of the ones that I saw popping on like Twitter, or they had a viral moment on TikTok, I never looked at them and I thought, bro, like they're gonna steal my audience, or they're a competition to us. Because like I said, we never started this to be like, this is gonna be our full-time career and we're trying to be the number one in the world. But before I stop waffling, like, it's sort of like, it does get a bit disheartening when, like, bro, if any and everyone can pick up a camera and a mic and start talking, and that's what a podcast is, then you have to think to yourself, what am I doing that's so different? Yeah. Do you get me?
Well, that was one of the big things. It's like, it became, I think it lost I lost enjoying it. And by the way, just so the viewers are clear, it's not it wasn't an overnight decision for myself. Anyways, it wasn't a thing that I just rang up here and I was like, oh, I'm not enjoying it anymore. It was more of a thing of like, this has been happening since, and I gave him a date. And I remember like the day specifically in my head. I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna give this like another couple months, another year, whatever. If it doesn't reach where I want it to reach, then I have to start reevaluating a few things. For sure. Personally,
especially because we're getting older as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's never a bad thing. Like, I feel everyone needs to do that in their career, in any side projects they've got, in anything you got going on. If you haven't progressed as much as you would like to progress, if you've set goals for yourself and you've fallen short of those goals in a certain period of time or whatever, look at yourself and maybe re-strategize, maybe have a reality check with yourself, whatever it is, right? So I think for me, I lost the enjoyment of doing the pod, and that was what kept us going for the first year, bro. It was during COVID. I didn't care if it was in the car, I didn't care if it was in a garden, I didn't care if it was in a shisha lounge. We were there setting up ourselves, recording ourselves. Now that's like, we've got a studio, we've got someone to edit for us, we got this, but it became less fun. Like, I just wasn't enjoying it.
Lost that kind of flame.
Yeah, literally lost the flame. Like, lost the hunger for it. And again, topics being discussed by everyone. People who already have a following starting podcasts. So why would people listen?
That was definitely a big thing that we clocked.
Yeah.
Like already existing influencers,
of
or
course, yeah,
comedians, or YouTubers, and even sometimes musicians, bro.
Yeah.
You get me? Yeah.
Well, yeah, podcasting it's still rising, I feel. And it's different from other content as well, because other content, you have to be funny, you have to be engaging, your edits have to be a certain type of way. Yeah. Podcasting is literally the lowest like, you don't need the bare minimum for podcasts. You need a mic, you need a camera, you need to sit down, and everyone thinks they have good conversation, so everyone will just sit down and say, listen, I'm gonna start a podcast, because they see everyone doing it, which is fine. And I'm not saying anyone can't go start your own podcast. That's fine.
Can I just say, me and Hussein, I know for a fact, have helped dozens of people like with their questions. I just want to put it out there in case anyone has this implication or vibe that we don't want to ever see other people win. Like, we're good friends with like Diary Room. We was it's been a while since we spoke to them, but like even people like M Word, Amir, so on and so forth. Like, they've become our friends. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So it's never a thing of like, only we have to be number one in iTunes or on Spotify. Do you get me? Like, it's never a thing.
I don't even care about being number one.
M1 as well. We collaborate. They were our first episode this year.
Exactly.
M1 as well. Yeah.
But like, we don't, like Hader said, I don't really care about being number one or whatever. I just want to know that I'm doing something I enjoy and people seem to be enjoying it. And for me, that was the biggest thing. It was like, that stopped. Conversations felt repetitive internally. Yeah. And externally. Like, it feels like we were talking about a conversation over and over again, but then when I'm looking at social media, I'm hearing that conversation over again as well. So it's just, it became mentally draining, and it just became exhausting. And I was like, I don't know, I just felt like, again, because we started at a certain period of our lives, now I've evolved as a person. Naturally, you're going to evolve from 2019 to now. I've evolved massively as a person, whatever, looks wise, everything. So mindset.
Still clapped.
Yeah, exactly. Job, whatever. So I was like, maybe this type of content isn't for me anymore. And again, like, just had an open and honest conversation with Hader, and I told him how I felt, and naturally you as well, you kind of
Exchanged ideas,
exactly, you had that feeling as well, but you were more like positive about it, but we think differently as well, like, of we've course, always said.
We've all, I think the great thing, what's made us a great duo in my opinion, is that we have a lot of similarities, of course, like similar music tastes and fashion trends, and same type of content we watched. Well, you know what I'm trying to say, that made us like even become better friends back then. But like, for example, you know, swag might be different, or like you're way more into sports and fitness than I am, so on and so forth. You know,
attitude, mindset, whatever. We've got a few again, a lot of similarities.
But that's neither good or bad. That's just life.
That's literally just life. And we just bounced ideas off each other. And Hader's a positive thinker, and he likes to put. Whereas with me, I've always been like, just I'm the first to break the news to myself, if that makes sense. Any bad news, I would break it to myself internally rather than waiting for someone to break that bad news to me, if that makes sense.
No, for sure. I think something I've said to you in private that I'll also say on camera as well, like, don't ever get it twisted, bro. Like, I've always said it. Everything you described to me when we got on that call, or whenever because we spoke more than once. It wasn't like anything I was hearing was a brand new thought. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it had either been something that had been mentioned in passing before, or I said to myself, it's ironic that Hussein is saying this because I've actually also felt this way before, or I'm starting to get a bit like, you know, I'm seeing, like, I've even seen people do this, which is a bit of a tangent, but an example of like what type of space we operate in. How are other podcasts who also, if I'm not mistaken, filmed in the same studio that we used to film at, how are they uploading their content on like social media and then tagging us as well as like the most other 20 popping podcasts right now? So people, when they click on our profile and see tags, and I'm thinking, like, that's a sleazy thing to do. I'm not afraid, because, bruv, may God bless you with all of our views. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't, how many followers did we have? Like 4 or 5K or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? But I feel like Hussein said, like we said, if the entry route to something becomes so low, then it takes its value away, in my opinion. But then one thing I would say, you spoke about me being positive and stuff, and bro, don't get twisted. Like, I'm not always a positive thinker in that sense, but I wouldn't even call it positivity. Do you know what it is? And you mentioned a good point as you began today's episode about the whole believing in the source thing. And I say this publicly, whether Hate Squared goes on to be, like, let's say this time around, inshallah, touch wood, it becomes what we want it to become, or let's say for example it doesn't. I will always say this confidently, that as a duo, I think in our space in the UK, especially, like within the kind of, you know, urban / I don't know, Asian, Arab type, that kind of world, let's call it. I don't think there's many people that can bring as much as us. You know what I'm trying to say? Whether that means quality of conversation, whether that means quality of edits, whether that means the type of guests we've had on. Like, bro, I can't lie. If I look at our roster of guests, even people who have had them same guests on other platforms, again, no, wallah, no shade. Like, I swear to hand on my heart, I'm not taking no shade, but it's always been different because I think because we've always prided like Hate Squared on being like a platform of value and having genuine, meaningful conversations with actual people that we F with. Like, obviously, we're never going to say names, and I'm pretty sure we've said this on camera before, but like, you lot wouldn't believe, like, we've had some pretty big people in our DMs trying to come on or email us, or like people's managers trying to DM us or whatever. But this is how I know that we actually love making content, because if it was always about views, I swear down, guys, your favorite TikTokers would be here every other week. And Hussein and me have, like, again, we're not going to get into that, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, we will be collabing with any Tom, Dick and Harry for the sake of views. But for us, it's always been about, we have to, within ourselves internally, be like proud of, like, and enjoy it, of course. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah,
enjoy the conversation. And yeah, man, I just felt like the conversations were, and I don't know, I was turning up to shoots and whatever, studio session recordings, whatever. I was turning up and just not not excited, not like
not feeling it,
man. And obviously I've got a personal friendship with Hader as well. I didn't want that, like, what's it called?
Jeopardize?
Jeopardize. But I didn't wanna blame you. Does that make sense? Like, I didn't wanna in my head subconsciously be like, associate you with me not enjoying the pod, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I had to speak to you and say, listen, I want to separate this. I want to take a little break because I still want to be like friends with you, if that makes sense. Like, naturally you start,
because sometimes it can get too late.
Like, you know, like people say sometimes when you have a baby you start like blaming the baby because of, or like when you get married, for example, you start blaming your wife for not being able to like go out with your friends as much, or like, do you get what I'm trying to say? What's that word I'm looking for, bruv?
Accountability?
Nah, man, there's a word I'm looking for, but fuck it. Anyways, I wanted to
saying forgetting words
to separate the two.
Never happened before.
Yeah, I wanted to separate the words. I use this word all the time as well, which is very.
Wait, okay, describe the word. I'll help you. What is this? What emotion are you trying to describe, or what thing are you trying to
blame
describe?
Or like holding you accountable for something that's not your worry. Like, you're like a scapegoat. You're a scapegoat. Sorry, not an scapegoat. You're the scapegoat of it.
I am the goat, but
nah.
Come back to that another day. I don't know the word.
Fuck it, man. But yeah, that was my thinking behind it. And again, like I said, it was in my head for like a year or so, and I just said, like, I'll be honest, bro. We either stop completely, or we re-strategize and we come up with a new format that brings that hunger back.
Yeah,
for me,
for sure.
And I'll be honest with you guys, like, this is the first recording back.
Of course, we went out the game for 3 months.
Yeah, I'm still like in my head, I'm excited, but I'm still a bit like anxious.
Yeah.
To see, like, okay, am I gonna enjoy?
There's a specific word for that. I think it's called apprehensive.
Yeah.
So you remember that one?
I know that one. Yeah.
Do you want some, by the way?
No, I'm good, bro. Yeah, I'm still a bit apprehensive to say, like, to think, okay, is this? I hope this is gonna be the one. I hope I'm gonna have the hunger back, and and like I said, guys, money, time, a lot of time, energy goes into this. A lot of
effort as well.
A lot of effort, a lot of time goes into it, a lot of money goes into it, and I didn't want to turn up to shoots. And I got reality check as well from like 2 people that I trust quite closely to me. They're like, bro, I'll be honest, I was watching the episode back, like, you just don't look in it. You just don't mentally, you don't look in it. I know you, and this isn't you. And I was like, if it's starting to show on camera, then I felt like I hid it very, very well for a long time. If it's starting to show on camera, then it's not fair on you. It's not fair on us as a duo. It's not fair on Hate Squared, and it's not fair to the audience as well.
Yeah, for sure. But I always do think the biggest key takeaway to anyone listening or watching right now, let me get closer to the mic, is that never be afraid to like think taking a break will jeopardize your growth, because as cliche or as cringy as it may sound, but like whatever's meant to be will be. And I think that's a good thing that I've really learnt in the past 3 or so months of not being in front of the camera. Obviously, we filmed a few weeks ago with Amir. Shout out Amir. But apart from that, like, it was good to sort of like just kind of be outside of that light for a minute, just so I can sit back and reflect. And sometimes when I'm on like YouTube and stuff, and like on my laptop, and then I'll watch like previous clips that we've done from like previous episodes, and I'm like it makes you happy to see that, like that guest was sick, or like, you know, or that clip from like I don't know, we get a comment from a previous episode with like, I don't know, Diary Room, for example, because that episode did really well. Yeah. And you know, like, even I'm sure you got DMs, and we got DMs on the Hate Squared page. Where you been, guys? I hope everything's alright. I can't believe people actually thought that we fought. Like, I know it's funny and we're laughing about it, but it's like, bruv, no, man. Like, never ever. Like, I pray to God like that. Like, I know we've got a proper like good friendship in the sense of like we take the piss out of each other and we par each other all the time and shit. But like, nah, man. Like, I think people need to understand that we're both grown men, and that like God forbid anything would ever happen to the point where a situation will be that bad where it would actually we would always talk about to the point of not wanting to talk to each other.
We would always talk about it and solve it that way. And so that was the conversation that we had at the time. And then we went away and thought about things. Hader thought about things, I thought about things, and we said, you know what, let's take a little break, let's not record the next episode. And I can't lie to you, I didn't miss it. I didn't miss that first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
It was good to kind of just...
It was good to take a break. I can't lie to you. It was good. Like, imagine, guys, you had... Purposely, we had taken like a 3-week break, but unintentionally, because something had gone wrong, like, or whatever.
Bailed on us.
Exactly.
Or
the footage or whatever. Exactly. We had taken unintentional breaks. But to take an intentional break from recording for a long extended period of time felt great. I can't lie to you. And I was like, you know what, cool. Like maybe now let's start talking about things again. So
yeah, it was good. And I think one thing, and I want to say, bro, I want to shake your hand publicly on camera, is like the messing up on the words ain't ever gonna change. So you need to embrace that of Hate Squared. You get me? But I feel like I'm proper grateful that you weren't a stubborn baby about it.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't want to do it. Hey, I'm bored. Fuck off. You can have it on your own. Like, you get me? Which I can say proudly, if Hussein even did say to me, you know what, H, because he's always said, and you've always bigged it up, and I want to big you up for saying this, but like, you've always said Hader, even as an individual, like you're presenting, and you've always given me that, like with or without me, bro. Like Hader, you should pursue it. Do you get me? So I think that's the best sign of a good friendship and a good brotherhood, because even with me, bro, like publicly, I want to say, bro, I'm so mashallah proud of you and Jad and what you guys have done in such a short amount of time as well. Like, I wish I was into football. Like, I genuinely wish I was into football. But you know, we're talking about being true to ourselves, innit?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
So what I do is, though, every time an episode comes out, if I don't share it or anything, I'm always making sure that I'm liking it on YouTube, and like the tab's opened. Yeah. So your YouTube plays go up, but
my guy,
the volume's there, and you get me. Obviously, you know what I'm trying to say. Big up Barra Brothers. If you're into football, listen, you don't follow us.
What a nice guy.
Come on, G. No, for real, bro. Like, credit given where credit due. Because man. Here's the thing. I don't want to just win just with Hate Squared. Yeah. Bro, if you achieve whatever goals you want to achieve with or without this project, I can't lie, it will suck a bit. It'll be a bit jarring. Like, like maybe what we wanted. Yeah. But you know what, bro? Life is life, bro. Maybe the extent of where we wanted to go wasn't meant to be, but other stuff came from it. For example, you was working in a dead-end engineering job that was good on paper, but you were hating your whole... Yeah. I remember we used to speak a lot, obviously, because we speak practically every other day, generally as well. Like, Hussein was very miserable. Then you got into content creation, and now you're working with someone that you looked up for years. And, like, some of the conversations me and Hussein have off camera, it's like, like, this is... Like, my guy made one of his dreams come true, mashallah. Even for me, like, bro, if you told me at the time of starting Hate Squared, the BBC would give me an opportunity. All right, cool. Is it like a full-time thing? No, not yet, inshallah, one day. But my point is, like, so much good has come from it. Like, bro, even during this break, you know, the supporters are still supporting. Yeah. Hope you guys are okay. You know, when I go to, like, Asian-fied areas of London, like, people saying salam, like, it goes to show that, bro, people, like, actually, it's more than just TikTok viral clips. It's actually like a movement. It's a community, you know what I'm trying to say? And I think that's one thing I'll always be proud of when it comes to our content. Like, it's never just about, yo, Hussein, who can we get on today that's got bare views? Or Hussein, who's someone that's popping on TikTok right now? Or Hussein, right now, this thing is trending on ITV. Let's talk about it. Like, nah, bro, like, you get me? Yeah. Like, we don't want to just be those guys that just do it for the sake of doing it.
Agreed.
You know what I'm trying to say?
No, agreed. And I appreciate the nice words and everything. And I always told you anyways from the beginning, even when I was, you know, at the time where we were really, really pushing H Squared, and we were really, like, both of us were really enjoying it, especially myself. In
the deep end,
in the deep end, and everything was going good. I still said to Hader, like, if nothing comes from this in the future, I'm glad it got us the opportunities it got us. And that was you, again, being exposed to the BBC, who then, you know, offered you an opportunity, and hopefully that turns into something more concrete. Myself getting into TikTok, which helped me get a content creation job, which helps me like, just a knock-on effect of starting H Squared. I'll always forever be grateful for. And
100%.
I didn't want to look at H Squared in a negative light because of that. Do you get me? So I thought, I think the break just helped everyone.
For sure. And I think it's super important to understand that, like just because obviously a lot of our audience are, like, people who are maybe still at uni, finishing college, starting college. Like, we've got that kind of 17, 18 to like 25, 30 sometimes people. So we've got a wide variety of audience. But generally speaking, people between like 18 to 25-ish, I would say, is our main demographic. Especially people who come from similar backgrounds to us. Like, people, like, never ever let, like, the uncertainty of something put fear in your heart. Do you get me? In a good and a bad way. Like you said, you don't want to beat a dead horse, but at the same time, we never knew how big Hate Squared was gonna get, and alhamdulillah, it's done a lot of good things in our lives. Like,
Of
bro,
course.
every job interview I've been to since starting the podcast, I've somehow spoken about the success of this. Obviously, before I told them to subscribe and like the videos and that, you get me.
What,
But
during the
my
interview?
point is, say again.
During the interview.
Trust me, it
Yeah.
was suit and tie, but don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. But you know, they're like, oh, so you know, what's that thing on your? Like, what did you start like? Saying that you accumulated X amount of views or this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Again, it's ironic I'm talking about views because we're saying at the same time numbers don't matter.
But it came. But your point about views is that it came because it was doing something that we really liked.
Enjoyed, yeah.
It wasn't. We didn't chase views for that reason. So
yeah, and one thing I think another thing before we kind of like tangent into whatever else that we will want to talk about today, but I feel like one thing that isn't measured by numbers is cultural impact. So these are things that you can't measure by like a number. So like, for
no
example,
statistic on it.
yeah, like there's certain things in life that you can evaluate your wealth by how many zeros in your bank.
Yeah.
You can accumulate X amount of zeros, that means you're a millionaire. X amount of zeros means you're 100,000 whatever the word is, you get me. But I think in situations like this, it's like
There's no metric.
like it's the love that you receive. Like, bro, I'm talking, it's all well and good having 1 million views on a clip, but like when people are showing you love in real life, bro, like I'm talking in your DMs or like someone saying, I remember one time this is going back like during COVID days or just as lockdown started easing. I don't know if you remember this because your memory's a bit shambolic.
Is
but it can be.
Sometimes.
Some guy, bro, I don't even know this person's name or who they were or anything.
The irony of saying is it, by the way.
Huh?
The irony of saying is it? As in, like, I had forgotten that my memory is shambolic. But anyway.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I just got that.
Yeah.
I remember someone saying one time that they were unfortunately facing a lot of like dark, negative, depressive like type thoughts during the COVID months, especially during like the winter seasons. And when they came across Hate Squared, I think the gentleman said he binge watched like, I want to say, I could be wrong, I think he said 18 episodes in like one day.
Mad.
Or something like within a space of like one night he watched like a crazy amount of episodes. And like these times I'm thinking we had like 1,000, 2,000 subscribers. And I think for me, going back to what I keep on saying, even if this never becomes the next Spotify signed thing, or we don't get billboards, or we don't have live shows that get sold out, I'll tell my kids one day, yo, when I was 20 something, me and Uncle Nucci, we started, you get me? It's a proud thing when like, I went to even like a wedding, like I think just before Ramadan. Like, bro, even when aunties and uncles types of people are, you don't even know them, but they're showing like, but I don't want to focus on the whole, we get clocked, but it's more in the sense of like, you just know when you're having a positive impact to the people who come from similar backgrounds to you, and that's a good feeling in my opinion.
Yeah, and that so that obviously we weighed that in our decision as well to come back or whatever, and yeah, man. So I think that's, in a nutshell, that kind of explains why we. Or again, it was probably more so from my side. I'm not gonna say that, you know, although you might have had similar thoughts.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I definitely like sparked the conversation of let's think about it, whether it be right or wrong. By the way, it's just what the situation was. And so moving forward, I think again, there's probably so much more that I could say and like where my mind was. We
want to talk about life in general as well.
Moving forward, what's the plan? What can you expect in terms of conversations, guests, content, release dates, frequency, all that kind of stuff moving forward? I think from my side, I think Hader spoke about, you know, we spoke about changing the format. This is hopefully going to be our studio, now our set. We wanted to get away from, you know, the sat, like really relaxed, laid down, like environment where, you know, you sink into the sofa, and we wanted to make it more, because we found that the times we enjoyed the conversations most is when it was more like a debate. more like you're having fun, you're having jokes and whatnot, but there's something genuinely...
There's like a conflicting statement.
Yeah, there's something you believe in and something I believe in, and there's something that we're really talking about. We don't want to be the podcast guys that you're seeing on
who should pay on a first date.
Yeah, guys, what body count, all that.
Body count.
That's already happened. Do you get me?
To be fair, the body count episode we did a few years ago, that done well, you know.
But regardless, I don't want to have those conversations. I want to have meaningful conversations, and
100%.
with with meaningful guests as well, and whether it be comedy, whether it be they're coming from a different angle, whatever it is. I think you can definitely expect more guests moving forward.
That's something we heavily spoke about.
And
more so, like, even if they're guests that have been circulating on the internet, but speaking to them in an approach that they haven't really been dealt with before. Do you get me?
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's all well and good to have on the famous girl or guy or the famous duo or trio that's popping right now on Insta or TikTok, but having them on in a way where you're speaking about something they've never spoken about, I don't think many creators can do that. Going back to my point about me genuinely believing in Hate Squared Sauce and saying, I think, humble brag, we're arguably one of the best in the UK.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think there's a lot of people that it would just all be fun and games and let's make content and blah blah and it's cute and it's funny and it's positive, whatever. But again, I wanted to get I want our conversations to get into the nitty gritty, but also lighthearted, funny, whatever at the same time. Just doing us. Just doing us.
Staying true to our initial objective and roots of why we started in 2019, innit?
100%.
And not forgetting that it's all well and good, money, sponsorships, whatever it is, but it's more about like us actually in our hearts being proud of what we're producing.
100%, yeah. So I think, again, moving forward, a lot more guests. I can say that. I think that's the reason we chose this table specifically as well. It's more of a discussion table, more of a debate type format, whatever. Not that I'm saying we're going to get political and shit, but you know what I'm trying to say. More discussion based.
For sure.
Closer together, whatever. That's where you guys come into play because we need your suggestions on who to have on. I understand and I appreciate that you probably want a lot of your favorite content creators and favorite this and favorite that, TikTokers,
and whatever.
But at the same time, we need, and guys, that's not me saying don't leave your favorite whatever in the comments or on our Instagram or whatever if you want to send us an email. But at the same time, like, we do want people that we can just have really, really good conversations with, like I said. And again, recommend guests, but not only guests, topics. We're going to rely heavily on you guys for topics because we're going to cater to what you guys want, something that's relevant, something that you guys want us to speak about, something that you want our opinion on. Because me and Hader, like we said, we are very similar in a lot of ways, but we also differ on a lot of stuff as well. For sure. We always have opposing opinions, and that's fine. That's life. So we can discuss it in a respectful manner, whatever. Again, in our own unique way. And I think moving on, that also ties in with frequency. I don't think we can. I think we'll release when we're happy with a guest and a topic that we've recorded. Of course, we're going to try to keep it as frequent as possible. But what I'm trying to say, don't expect Friday, 6 p.m, blah, blah, blah. Expect constant uploads, but don't be
surprised if, for example, 1 week there's no release. Or you see a story from us on Instagram that says, you know what, guys, this week, we've got a guest pending or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, we're obviously the consistency thing is something we've always been good at. I like to think, unless like a unpredictable circumstance came up. But for the most part, obviously the goal is to try and keep it as consistent as we can. But it's also very important to us that if we're gonna put the time, effort, money, energy into all this and devote time, especially when you're getting a guest to come and take time out of their evening or their afternoon or whatever, it's kind of like we're just going to make sure essentially that it's going to be worth not just our while but your while as well, because there's no point releasing an episode for the sake of, you feel me?
I feel like we've done that way too much because we had every 2 weeks. There'd be times where like sometimes we discuss the topic on the day, sometimes we discuss the topic the night before, sometimes I'll come in, I'm not really in the mood, whatever,
long day at work,
exactly,
winter,
so
raining,
it just felt for two reasons. For the reason of, we want the best conversations with the best people, and if we have to wait an extra week for that, then so be it. But also for our enjoyment as well, for our entertainment, and that ties back into you guys as well. If we're enjoying it, you'll enjoy it. So that we don't feel like it's a chore where we have to do it by a certain time and a certain time period, whatever. will enjoy it more. So
Mm.
I know, especially me speaking, personally,
Yeah,
I
for
will
sure.
definitely enjoy it more
For sure.
if there isn't. It doesn't seem like a deadline, a chore, whatever.
Yeah, no, I think that's
And
important.
that's something we've also taken from other creators who seem to do really well in the thing. And obviously, we've always got our eye out, and there's other creators out there that
Doing
upload
their
when they
thing.
want,
Yeah.
and it seems to be the best, most organic, neutral, best,
Mhm, mhm.
funniest content
Yeah,
because
for sure.
of that. So,
But yeah, comment
yeah.
below like suggestions, thoughts, topic ideas, like I said, guest ideas, your favorite YouTubers, creators in general,
Yeah.
TikTokers, whatever it may be, and
yeah,
we'll always be like kind of open minded to consider having cool people
Of
on
course,
and talking up, but not just having them on for the sake of having them on, but like having them on to talk about something that's actually meaningful. Like
of course.
there's no point having, like I said, the guy who's popping right now, but in 3 months, no one's gonna give a monkeys about them. Do you
Yeah.
get me?
No, 100%. And don't always think that it'll be someone, it'll be a creator or it'll be a content creator or whatever.
Yeah, it can be literally
It could be a friend. I know you guys enjoy, conversations with Jad. I know you guys enjoy conversations with
sometimes.
Lewis.
Yeah.
I know we have Amir. We
Yeah.
have a lot of close
Trust
friends
me.
who
even if guests have already been on and you want to see them again,
Yeah.
that's
that's completely
what I'm trying
fine.
to say. That's
yeah.
if anything, that's probably easier because
Yeah.
they've already been on. You know what I'm saying?
It's easier to have those conversations. So
100%.
I think that's where our heads are at. Again,
sure.
that's probably in a nutshell. Is there anything
Yeah.
we're missing on that?
Before we move on, or are you trying to end the whole thing now?
No. Before we move on.
No, I think that's it really. I think I would just say like it's an exciting position that we're in right now because it's literally like a blank slate in front of us.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that we need to also remind ourselves, bro, is that like despite how low we felt in recent months before deciding to take the break, like we should also like give ourselves credit as well, because in my opinion, I think Hate Squid has set the blueprint for a lot of aspiring creators. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, indirectly or directly.
Yeah,
Whether it
yeah.
be they watched our content properly and then they turn into creators
Yeah.
even bigger than us.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, no, shout out to that. And
Or-
I actually rate that more.
Yeah,
I actually rate that more. You know
Or
what
if
I'm
they,
trying to
you know what, I came across a TikTok
say?
and
Yeah.
this podcasting stuff. Let me check
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Let me ask you a
seems like I
question
could do
based
this.
on that, because a lot of people do that. Is remind me, I need to do that as well in a bit. Yeah.
I've got one more thing to say after the
Cool.
yeah,
I was gonna say, what's your take on like, how do I word this without sounding too like OAP about it?
What's OAP?
Like over 65, like sounding like an old man about it.
Oh.
But like, I think it's over 65. Allow me if I'm wrong. Like, people who like for like will just copy someone. Like, I'm talking copy someone's topic, someone's swag, someone's set, someone's same intro sometimes, same format, same thumbnail. Like, what's your take on that?
I think there's a very fine line between inspiration and copying. And you know what it is? Because some people, because they like what you do, they don't see it as copying. In their eyes, they see it as inspiration.
homage.
They see it as I'm paying homage. But also, maybe they just, let's say you're the intro to podcasting, or you're the intro to YouTube, or you're the intro to music.
Yeah.
And all they've watched from podcasting is you. All they've listened to music is you. All they've watched from acting is you. You're their whole blueprint. You are their blueprint. So they don't think to do anything else other than what you've done, if that makes sense. So you've kind of taught them. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
Because
it's not like they've looked at Mr. Beast and Nico
KSI.
and KSI and then they've formed, okay, you know what, I'm going to take this from, they've just watched Mr. Beast. So if I've just watched Mr. Beast, I'm going to go on a podcast, I'm going to start a YouTube channel now and do a thumbnail like this with a plane behind me that's crashing. Do you get me? And title it $100,000, but
Yeah.
that's what you're basically going to do.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? So
be original, my people, man.
Yeah,
In
definitely try
whatever-
to, yeah.
Whatever you do in life, like, there's nothing wrong with taking inspiration. We've taken inspiration from,
and it's
like,
becoming a lot more common, by the way, because of this whole TikTok stuff. Like, bro, I've watched a lot of hack the algorithm and all this kind of stuff. There are people who genuinely go out and tell you, find what's already been done, that's worked, that's gone
copy it,
viral, and copy it word for word.
yeah.
That's the best way to go viral.
I mean, if your goal and your mission statement is one thing, to go viral, then say no more, do your thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know
Yeah.
about you, but I don't want to be known as the guy that copies everyone.
Yeah, of course,
You
yeah.
get me?
Like I said, take inspiration from multiple people and become your
Yeah.
own thing. I think that's beautiful.
But remember the following, yeah. Before, I know you said you had a point to mention.
If someone came with a different type of way that we talk and a different set and different this,
Yeah, calm.
but then they took this idea,
that's calm.
that's fine.
calm,
do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, half you, half me. That's cool. That's like, that's cool. They're
Yeah.
paying homage.
But no one else has got this, so I know if anyone else does it after us.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Anyways, what I wanted to say.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot. It's cool. Never mind.
Moving forward, I want to be realistic with expectations, innit? I don't want to overpromise. Yeah, I want to manage you guys' expectations. Yeah. I'm very positive about this, and again, like, this is just me and Hader, but I want to see how I feel when we get guests in and when we do all of that kind of stuff and whatever, and when we see you guys' topics and all everything that you guys recommend. But at the same time, again, there is that thing of if you guys don't enjoy it, if we don't enjoy it, if the viewers don't enjoy it, then me and Hader will probably have a conversation again.
100%,
and that's again, that's completely fine. That's completely normal. Definitely. That's just us looking out for our best interest and for you guys' best interest. Because again, if you're not feeling the content, we're not feeling making it, it doesn't make sense for anyone. But let's be positive and let's hope that it does. This is the turning point.
Don't forget to like this video as well, because it's our first video back after a while.
Yeah.
So we want to boost the, you know what I'm saying?
Algorithm.
Before we carry on, Hussein, Hate Square Tradition. Good time? Should I do it after?
Very good time. Do it.
Oh my gosh, remember that song?
Yeah, I do.
Did it again, so I'ma let the
stop. I know it, brother.
Oh yeah, I was waiting on the delivery. I think these are based in San Diego, innit? So that's why taking a bit of time, yard.
No problem. There's a problem with the shipping.
We took a break.
Yes.
Can I open this?
Yeah, man. Let the muscle of the
I went gym twice this year. You know the ones there. Boxes.
You guys already know.
Now we can actually lay it out on the table.
You guys already know what this is.
What's this? Crop Reviver. What's that one?
We got Crop Preserver. We got more stuff coming in.
Yeah, more stuff's coming, but there was a bit of a
the deodorant
delivery. Obviously, can't forget.
Put that there, brother.
Hussein, we took a break. We took a little bit of time off, but during that time off, we didn't forget to stop maintaining ourselves as young, ambitious, healthy young men.
Oh. Defo
Shout out to the people at Where For What. Please, I'm ready to hear you say this, bro.
Defo did not take a break from looking after myself, especially in the southern region
Trust
of
me.
the body.
Shout out Texas.
Shout out Texas. And shout out to the beautiful people at Manscaped for sponsoring this video, sponsoring H Squared.
Thank you. As always.
And always, yeah, man, just showing us love.
They've been showing us love for, what, a year and a half now?
I'll say this outright. If it wasn't for Manscaped,
the episode.
We would have had that conversation a lot earlier, bro. A lot earlier.
The Bank of Manscaped. I mean, get it out.
But no, for real, guys. Like, but put the product aside for 1 second, just for 1 second. Manscaped have supported us for a long time, and if you guys would, like to support us as well, and like to support them, and just keep the podcast alive and keep us happy and keep us going. Then,
trust me.
And also you get something out of it as well. You get to look after yourself. You get to look after your health, your cleanliness, etc. Then use code H Squared for 20% off plus free shipping. But hear that now that that's on.
So we've given them the treat.
We've given them the treat.
Give them the demo.
But tell them the product. Right, why cool. to invest.
So basically, obviously, like Hussein said, there's a certain care package that is coming soon. So from this episode afterwards, this episode, you'll see some new stuff on the table. So this product here, Hussein, wait, should we test? Has it still got battery? Because I haven't used it since. It's been in my car.
I'll tell you now, it does.
Okay.
Bro.
Oh, for 1 second I thought it was.
Bro, of course it does.
Tell them, my bro, this lightweight heaven on earth.
The lawnmower. 4.0.
Jeez, man.
That's French, if you didn't know.
French and that.
Because French people still shave as well, apparently. Apparently.
Shout out to all the French people watching right now.
So you use that. It's got an LED light in the shower just in case you shower in the dark. The lights go off.
Cost of living crisis. But don't worry.
It's gone up.
You can save your bill now. You know what I'm saying?
Again, water resistant if you want to keep the water running.
Trust me.
Clean shave. No pain.
I've never shown them that you get me, the wireless charging. Once
you've shaved, guys, once you've gotten rid of all that hair in that region that's been making you stink for a very long time, you go and you apply some of this ball deodorant.
It doesn't stop there though. It doesn't stop there. It
smells amazing. It doesn't stop there. Oh, that's Leng, man.
Is it After Leng, or is it Lengastani?
You apply a bit of this. This just makes it feel. You know what I'm trying to say?
Trust me.
Some mad movement, man, done.
Wireless charging.
Yeah, man.
Obviously, this bit is a wire, but it's a USB thing. So iPhone and that, even Samsungs. I don't know if you have a Samsung, just unsubscribe. No, I'm joking.
No, I'm joking. That's probably a majority.
You plug this in to your thing, wireless here. So this bit is the bit that's wireless. Comes with a few, you know what I'm saying, clippers and that.
But guys, like we've said multiple times, looking after your region is very, very important. Summer's coming up. It's going to get sweaty. It's going to get hot. It's going to get very, 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 very noticeable very, very quickly.
Trust me.
If you don't look after yourself, again, it will become very apparent to you and to others around you.
We carry on, and especially to your partner. Be nice to your partner, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This bit, or this product here, is called the Weed Whacker. So we've spoken about this before, but if I'm not mistaken, we haven't actually shown them what it is. No, so this is actually my one, like my personal one. So I'm going to give them
bare
a demo.
hairs.
So, hey, shall I tell you a fun fact? Well, it's not really a fun fact because you see me in real life. They won't see on camera. But I don't know why my nostril hair grows bare quick. This is jokes aside. Have you noticed?
No.
All right, well, that's good because I've been using this, innit?
Okay, good.
No, but for real, I've actually noticed for a minute. So this is what you do. You press it on.
Mental.
Obviously, I'm not actually going to do it now, but...
Yeah, hair would be all over the table.
Trust me.
That's mad.
Applicable for your ears and your actual nose. If you want to stick it somewhere else,
mental.
Don't tell us. You get me?
But anyway, guys, round that all up.
Use what for what, bro? Tell him.
Use code H2 for 20% off plus free shipping, or click the link in the bio.
Come on.
It'll be there. And again, guys, thank you again to Manscaped for sponsoring us. Thank you guys for supporting us through Manscaped.
Always.
And just keep it up, man, because why not?
Trust me.
Look after yourself and you look after us. Calm. Anyways, they got a nice little...
they got a nice little welcome back promo. You get me?
Do you get me? If you made it this far,
no,
just
shush. Don't forget, it's Father's Day next month. Yeah.
Don't piss me off though, innit? Order it now before I go mad. Although getting that for your dad.
It's a unique gift.
It's nice. It's nice. Dad, look after yourself, innit?
Insane. So that was the first half, I would say. A good or fair first 3 quarters, whatever. What time is it?
50 past, brother.
Oh, I swear, we've been recording for a while.
I think we'll wrap it up soon.
We'll wrap it up then, as they say. Shout out to the amigos. So obviously, I think the main thing that's significant since we last recorded is go back to Ramadan, you Muslimics.
We didn't do our Ramadan special for the first time since we've started H Squared.
What was the Ramadan special?
Well, we just do a Ramadan special episode.
And we normally do a fundraiser. You get me? But I shared we shared diary rooms. Big up diary room. I think they raised like 60 bags, you know.
Wow.
Trust me. Martial arts.
That's amazing, man.
How did you what was your Ramadan saying this year?
It was alright. Wrap it up. It was good, man.
Did it go fast?
I
said that same joke on
Wasio
Amir's podcast.
Yeah, it was good, to be fair. First few days as usual was a bit tough. It was a bit jarring going to work and fasting, can't lie.
I feel sorry for you because you don't
I don't work from home.
You don't work from home
at all. And there was a few times where I was just breaking my fast at work because I had a stream and we had guests and whatnot, so I had to go out buy food. Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Did you try to give up anything in particular this Ramadan?
Nah.
What about the bad bitches?
Music. I tried to stop music.
Same. That's actually.
But I did stop music for the whole Ramadan. I don't think I listened to anything. I think day 30 maybe, the Weeknd released a tune. I might have relapsed. But other than that, I was actually well behaved.
God will understand. It's Abel's new track.
Yeah, Double Fantasy, man. What a tune.
What happened? Yeah, it's the same. I tried to give up music as well because I've always struggled with
that. And the lyrics were, even though it's wrong. Even though it's wrong.
Actually, the one with Future.
Yeah.
I need to listen to that song properly.
Yeah.
Can I say something funny?
No.
Let me tell you something funny.
Go on.
I miss you, bro. You know,
thank you, bro.
Dickhead.
Miss myself.
I was liking some songs for my playlist. You know them, you know them ones there.
Mental.
What's the other guy who does the songs in English?
Sami Yusuf.
No. He's an OG.
That's the goat.
No, he's
that's bro.
No, you know the one for the rest of my life. That guy. What's his name? Meher Zain. Meher Zain, yeah.
I've never listened to my man. I can't lie.
And the Ya Nabi Salam Alayk. Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, okay, is that
cool.
him?
Yeah, that's him. He's got a few tracks. Yeah.
He went platinum.
Huh?
He's gone platinum, I think.
I wouldn't be surprised, bro.
Yeah, Ramadan especially.
You got signed to Warner.
I imagine as a thingy artist, Nasheed artist, your monthly listeners in Ramadan.
Oh, bro.
Mental.
Start every day's out, but check this, yeah. So I made the mistake of not putting these songs on a different playlist, yeah.
Calm.
So I was driving, yeah. I pressed next by accident because most people we don't listen to the whole song. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
So I was skipping through the tracks. Next thing you know, guess what comes on? Mario, Let Me Love You.
Calm.
But I need to tell you the truth.
You
Don't
listen
judge
to
me,
it.
guys. I sang up to the second verse and then I turned it off.
Second verse.
Yeah.
Mental.
Baby, I just don't get it.
Creeping's better though.
Oh, wait, the original one?
No.
Or the new one?
New one.
The new one is, but I don't think I've heard the original one like in a long, long time.
What, Mario's one?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. But obviously I've heard the Weeknd's one like 50 times now.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I was like, should I
Yeah.
change it? And then I was like, you're the
Mm.
type of woman, rings full of diamonds. Baby, you're a star.
That's mad.
Excuse my singing, but
You know, what was I gonna say?
I found it bit, jokes
If you
aside,
think
I
that's
found it a
bad,
bit hard. I found it a bit hard this year
You know,
to give up the music.
there was a year, yeah.
But I've done it for most days.
Oh, I think it was 2020, you know. I think I might have been COVID, yeah. 2020, my Spotify Wrapped.
What was it?
It was mad, you know. I don't think I shared my top 5 artists.
In 2020?
Yeah.
Who was it?
The Weeknd, naturally. I think number 2 was Drake.
Third was Basim Karbala.
I think it was like Sheikh something.
Swear?
Yeah, cause I used to listen to the Quran like full, and
Okay.
so he was just chilling there with the Weeknd. And I think
Man
that's
said Starboy was next to
Al Fatiha. Yeah, I swear.
Al-Fatiha.
Yeah, I swear down. I think it was in the top 5.
You're going hell, bro.
That's mad, isn't
But
it?
I see that. I mean,
It's all about the halal haram ratio, bro.
the ratio, bro.
Yeah, it's mad.
There's
though.
been a few madnesses that have been happening online recently, bro.
What?
In the halal haram world.
Really?
Like, I've seen a few.
I can't lie. I think my algorithm's changed a lot on Twitter. I think
mm.
now it's much more football.
I mean, we don't have to go into too much depth, but there's one thing that jarred me in recent months. Yeah, I'm not gonna say this person's name, but you might have seen it. There's this Asian woman on TikTok, and she's like bare choosing religions. Hey, did you see that person? Then there's no point talking about
No, I
it.
ain't seen
Like
it.
1 minute she's this, then
Our For You page is very different, man.
yeah,
Very
trust
different.
me. But I think what it is, yeah,
Mm.
because the algorithm clocks what I get sent from my friends.
Okay.
So like, if my Asian friends are sending me
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Punjabi meme, whatever, for example,
Yeah.
or like stuff that's going viral that's funny and like Urdu or whatever, it's gonna show me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say? But
because
there
you're
was this-
watching it.
without going into too much depth here, it jarred me, bro. I can't lie, it actually jarred me. There was this one Asian woman from London, and like, I think she came from another religion, and then she identified as Muslim for X amount of time,
Mental.
and then she didn't, and then 1 minute she's like reciting Quran on live with the headscarf, and then she's posting, bruv.
Mad.
I mean, I don't know, man.
It is what it is, man.
They need a Lucozade, and they just need some, as Hussein would say, they need to touch some grass.
They do. Need to
But
touch some grass.
listen, I think we're gonna save some energy now for forthcoming episodes. This was a good, nice little entry back. You know what I'm trying to say? I hope you lot enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like it, of course. I think Spotify have introduced like some comment section thing.
Swear.
I think I've
They
seen
got
it on
Spotify.
another podcast, but I don't know if we have to do anything on ours. But of course, if you're listening on Spotify and Apple, leave a review, follow our page, let us know what you thought of the episode by coming onto our YouTube video and commenting in the comment section. If you want to DM us anything, do you want to do Hey Squared, or should we just leave it for another time?
Leave it for another time,
Calm,
I think.
calm.
Send in your Hey Squares. Send in your Hey Squared if you've got anything, you know, you need your dilemma, situation you want our opinion on, and the guest's opinion, whoever it is, that's next. Send it into either our Instagram at H Squared Podcast, or our email at hsquaredpod, or hsquaredpod@gmail.com. And more
Obviously,
importantly,
always anonymous.
Always anonymous, yep. And more importantly, I think as well, again, this moving forward, you guys are going to be essential to what we do here at H Squared. So please let us know your topic suggestions for the next episode, for the episode after that. Again, let's try and naturally a lot of the topics are going to be similar to, you know, stuff we've covered in the past, but it would be nice to get some different suggestions here and there. And also let us know who you want on, and we'll try our best to make it happen.
And the emoji of today was?
Emoji of today was the back emoji, as in the BACK with an arrow pointing backwards.
Not the PEACH.
Oh, okay.
So what did they?
Yeah, enough. But that's it for today. Thank you for you guys' patience.
Love.
And
See you in a few weeks.
3 months.